from the Asian Community Development Council. This is Family in Focus, Mondays at 12 noon on PHLV Radio.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Family in Focus. My name is Patranya Poonswan, and today we are talking about a special event coming up here in the Las Vegas Valley on December 3rd, benefiting a great organization, actually, is benefiting the Asian Community Development Council, ACDC, an organization that brings you this program on PHLV Radio every Monday. So thank you for tuning in. But to keep a nonprofit going, as you know, we do need community support. And this is what this organization is all about. And this is what the special event that is coming up, a public gala that is coming up on December 3rd is all about. So I brought in two special guests, two members of ACDC, two staff members who are critical to this organization onto the show with me today to talk more about this gala and also about some big news coming out from ACDC to tell you about, to help this community. So we're going to start with Edelweiss Solano. She's the Director of Family Services at ACDC. And also we have Dr. Maria Urbiztondo, who is the Senior Manager of Family Services at ACDC. Thank you so much to you both for being here. Not very often we get to be in the same room. I know you both are so busy, especially with big things coming up from for ACDC. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first, we're going to talk about this event. It's actually called the Inspiration Gala, and I believe we have a poster of this event. So this is the inaugural gala fundraising event for ACDC. We haven't done anything like this before for this organization. This is something to raise money, raise funding for this organization that's been around now for since 2015, right, Vice? ACDC, that Vida, the founder and president, actually launched this organization to help educate, empower, and connect the Asian American Pacific Islander community, not just here in Southern Nevada, but also in Northern Nevada as well. So, Vice, I'm going to start with you with this Inspiration Gala, and we love the name. So we're trying to inspire, right, the Asian community. So tell us about this, conception of this gala. What was kind of the thinking behind it, and what do we want to achieve with this event?
Okay, so thank you, Patranya, and I'm so excited to be here. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. So firstly, we are honoring the outstanding 8 Asian American Pacific Islander trailblazers in the community who have reached their professional goals and also have inspired others along the way, and who also have helped the community in need.
And that's why inspiration, right? They inspire.
Yes, that is correct. And then secondly, the purpose of our fundraising gala is to support the department, Family Services Department's goal to increase food security. So by providing low-income and underserved individuals and families access to food that cater to the AAPI diet. And lastly, Vida, our president and founder's vision is to have a community health center serving the medically underserved, uninsured, and low-income AAPI population in the Las Vegas area. And so the fundraising benefits towards ACDC's medical clinic that will offer linguistically competent and culturally sensitive healthcare services.
And that is the big news, right? And we're going to have Dr. Maria come in and talk to us more about this clinic in just a bit. But yeah, the community health clinic, and I've known Vida for quite a while, and that's been kind of like her core dream, from the beginning, is to have this community health clinic and to create that for the community. But already, and Vice, we've done so much under this family services umbrella. ACDC has done a lot in terms of providing that health care needed. And talk to us about that. Just some of the big things we've done this past year, especially with the pandemic, is the vaccination clinic, right?
Yes, that is true. So we have, over the years, the department has reached a tremendous growth, not just from helping people review their healthcare coverage options, qualify for reduced health premiums through the Nevada Health Link, which is our state-based marketplace, but also providing vaccination and immunization to our community, especially during the pandemic, when it is very critical to protect ourselves and our families from the virus.
Yeah. And I know we created some videos with, just some of the things that you've done. And family services, I know you have the vaccination clinic, but also the food drives, right? So you go out there and you actually help provide necessary items for people in the community. This is for, and we're seeing some videos right now, with the vaccination clinics, but also this food distribution event that just happened yesterday. We just have this big one, right? And Vice, tell me about the need, because especially with this pandemic, and there's always that kind of myth that Asian Americans don't need this kind of assistance. But we can see just from yesterday, this event that we had at the warehouse on Arville, the long lines of people. I mean, it was amazing. Tell us about the event. Started at 10 and people were lining up with hours before.
Yes, that is correct. So it just goes to show that there is still a need for providing food to our community, especially those who have low income, who were affected by the pandemic and continuously to be affected by the pandemic, who lost their jobs, their work-related incomes, and also even health coverage. So by providing those culturally familiar food to our community, then it helps them. We actually are helping them supplement their needs, and also for them to focus on other basic needs.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think what's really kind of makes what ACDC has done stand out in terms of the food distribution event, like the one like yesterday, was when you look through these boxes and you will look through all the grocery staples that you provide. I mean, there are other food banks out there, but when it comes to what we do, we really try, like you said, culturally sensitive, just make, items that maybe we Asian American people already have in their kitchens, right? Like, tell me about some of the things that you try to put in these boxes so that it relates to their diets.
Yeah, so our food boxes contain what you typically see in an AAPI family as households. For example, like in a Vietnamese family, we aim to provide like rice noodles, fish sauce. A Korean family would have gochujang paste, or even Filipinos will have shrimp paste, vegetables such
fish
as fish sauce again, and then
Right.
vegetables such as bok choy, eggplant, or even the ginger. So we also aim to have provide nutritional food items to our community.
Yeah, not just kind of the variety, but also because we have a nutritionist, which we've had on the show, who kind of looked at the things that we provide to people, make sure that it's healthy. So health is really kind of in the center of this mission for ACDC when it comes to family services. And that brings us to this new community health center, which is really exciting, which is Gala aims to help raise money for that as well. So Dr. Maria, I'm going to bring you into the conversation here. You've been a partner, even before you joined ACDC, work with this organization for quite some time. So you know the mission. And so when you heard about this new community health clinic, which you'll be overseeing once it opens, what was your reaction seeing that they're going to bring this to life finally?
Well, Petrania, I just want to say that I thought the clinic is an amazing solution to a health problem for the AAPI community that has been longstanding for decades, if not even longer. Here in Nevada, within the state of Nevada, 81% of the AAPI population are either uninsured or underinsured. Now, of course, it's obvious to many people having no insurance is a big deal. People need help. But having an underinsured situation is equally important because you still don't have access to complete medical care. Now, the top, from a medical standpoint, the top diseases that affect the AAPI community are cancer, stroke and heart disease, and diabetes. So, we definitely have our work cut out for us as a medical community. With the new clinic, we're aiming to bring direct access, primary care physicians, nurses, a pharmacy, a laboratory, all the things that you would see, but directly aimed towards helping and assisting the AAPI community. Of course, we're not going to close our doors to other people.
Right.
You know, everyone needs help. These times are very hard for many, many cultures, many people in the Las Vegas Valley. We will be serving the low income, we will be need blind, and we will be assistance oriented.
And I think it's such a great idea. And we see these, community clinics kind of popped up all over the country, especially in the last few years when people really need the help. And what makes ACDC's vision, I think, unique, Vida's vision, is really not just a community health clinic, but one that is sensitive to the Asian American community, especially in particular because it's not just the language, but the whole cultural barriers come into play as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head when you said that because, when you walk into a clinic, if you cannot communicate in your own language to somebody, how can you tell them what you need? It's almost impossible. So at ACDC, because we have the access to translators and people who speak many, many kinds of languages, Korean, Japanese, both Mandarin and Cantonese, Tagalog, Filipino, even Spanish. I myself, although I'm Asian, I'm fluent in Spanish. We have that kind of mentality where we are an international organization, a global community, but of course with direct access to the AAPI community. One of the biggest data points that I can tell our listeners is that 1 in every 2 Asian Americans in the state of Nevada have hypertension. So that's 50%. Hypertension leads directly to stroke and heart disease.
Yeah.
Now, 1 in every 5 Asian Americans are hospitalized because of diabetes-related complications. That is a big drain on the resources in this community. If 1 out of every 5 Asians go to the hospital because of maybe, gangrene or a retinal problem, retinal detachment, different things with their blood sugars, that diabetes can be managed through prevention and good care. That is where we want to step in with the community center. We want to provide that preventative care, that ability to maybe take care of the problem before it becomes such a serious issue for our community.
And then having a place where the people in the community, especially maybe people who don't speak the language that well, or maybe in the older community who don't have that trust to go to, a regular hospital, for example, or don't have the means. They feel like they have that financial limitations that they don't want to spend the money on medications, and they rather spend it on rent or spend it on their bills. People have to make those tough choices every day.
Yes. I myself have worked in the healthcare industry for over 8 years, and I have seen instances where people in the community, they have to choose, are they going to pay for their prescription drugs or are they going to pay for food? What is more important to them for that week? And that should not happen. That should not happen in any community, not just in the AAPI community.
Yeah, it's such a tough issue, and I think that is why it's so important, for this event that's coming up on the 3rd, December 3rd. It's called the Inspiration Gala, once again, happening at Paris Hotel and Casino. You can find more information if you want to support and come to this event. It's actually open to the public. You can buy tickets right online. It is Friday, December 3rd at 6 p.m. at the site, the Champagne Ballroom. And as Vice was telling us earlier, this is a chance for ACDC to also honor some amazing Asian American Pacific Islanders in our community as well. So Vice, and you've been with ACDC for quite a few years. You've seen this organization grow. But obviously, as a nonprofit, it's not always easy to carry out everything we want to do without community support, right? So talk to us a little bit about that, what you do every day and how, you need the community to step up and help us to do the work that you do.
Yes, so it is very important to have the support of our community because it provides us an opportunity to further help those who are in need. Because of course, even though we are funded, we still need to have that continuous funding. again, to be able to continuously serve and those who are in need, and those are to effectively run our programs and reach to our community.
And I think what a lot of people, Vice, don't realize or don't know if they've never come in contact with people within ACDC is that a lot of the services we offer are free of charge to the people in the community, right? So talk to us about that. Some of the things that you offer where people don't have to pay.
Yes, so all of our services are at no charge to anyone, such as citizenship assistance for those individuals who want to become a U.S. citizen. So we provide that kind of assistance, as well as prepare them for the interview, and also with the food distribution assistance that we do provide. That's also free for everyone who qualifies.
Right, yeah.
And also recently we have the in language support as well. If ever they need to be connected to other resources, we can provide that service.
And I know even without a community clinic that you're hoping to open by next year, early next year, a lot of the healthcare health navigators who work with ACDC. Talk to us a little bit about what you do, especially right now in the middle of open enrollment, right?
So our health navigators assist the individuals and families in finding health coverage options, and then helping them qualify for reduced monthly premiums through the Nevada Health Link, and enroll them in a plan that fits their medical and budgetary needs. And yes, they also provide majority of our staff are bilingual, so they are able to explain health insurance terms that are very
it's complicated.
difficult
It's not always easy, right?
Yes, it is difficult to understand, and that's why we have bilingual staff who can explain to them in their native tongue.
Yeah. And with this vaccination clinic that you've done, tell me about how many. You've done a lot since last April till now? Like, how many vaccinations have you given out so far?
Okay. Since we started in April, we approximately have administered doses to about 1,200 already.
Yeah, and now I know we just started just this past week the partnership with Southern Nevada Health District. We did pediatric doses for the first time.
Yes, and we will continue to do so this coming month. Not only with the Southern Nevada Health District and Roseman University with Dr. Madison, but also with Immunize Nevada and Albertsons Pharmacy in focusing on providing vaccines to the children.
It's such a great collaboration that ACDC has had with the community so far. And Dr. Maria, when this community health clinic opens, I know you've been looking at different models, all over the country, just kind of how to implement this and make this kind of the place, or true place, an affordable place where people want to come. How do you envision this kind of opening and getting people to learn about it? What do you see it as being the secret to success to a community health clinic like this one?
I think the biggest secret to our success is that we will fill a need in the community. Anytime there's a hole, once you fill the hole with something that is of value, something that is well organized, something that is going to address the fundamental issues of the community, I think we will be wildly successful. We are hoping to have the clinic in the middle of Chinatown corridor in Shanghai Plaza.
Along Spring Mountain corridor, right? Yeah.
Right, exactly. That will be the first location. Hopefully we will branch out and get bigger and just grow and grow as the people find out more about our services. One thing that I wanted to bring up, many times the underinsured and the uninsured, they look towards Medicaid for assistance. And yes, Medicaid does fill a need, but it does not cover 100% of the need. If you are an undocumented immigrant, Medicaid does not cover you. So you wouldn't be able to use the benefits of the Medicaid program. If you are a legal person in the United States but have lived here for less than 5 years, you would still not have the full benefits of Medicaid. So we are hoping that is one way we can fill the gap for many people in the Las Vegas community. we cater to many different cultures. For example, our recent Thanksgiving food drive and vaccine clinic, we had people from the Latin American culture, the Hispanic culture drop by. They did not speak English either, but we were very fortunate to have staff members who spoke Spanish, who could also deliver our message and help them with what we were providing for them. So, our reach is not just the AAPI community. We want to say that our doors are open to everybody, but at the same time, our resources and our connections, we are so involved with the AAPI community. We want to make sure that we are able to reach out and really touch the lives of the people in the Las Vegas Valley, Southern Nevada, Northern Nevada. We're hoping in the future to even have a clinic in Northern Nevada, very similar to what we're going to create here in the Las Vegas Valley. But the biggest thing, Petrania, there's a saying, if you build it, they will come. That's what we're going to do. We're going to build it and they will come.
Yeah, we're hoping to inspire people with this gala coming up on December 3rd, just sharing some of our partners and supporters over the years with ACDC who've stepped up to help and step up to volunteer and become part of this great organization, which is really, really amazing. And Vice, tell us a little bit about this gala. So coming up on December 3rd, what are some of the things that the organizers have planned for people attending this event?
So we have cultural performances lined up, such as the Thai cultural dance group, as well as we're hoping to get the Filipino dance group to perform one of the traditional dances, and just a fun event complete with music, entertainment, and of course the most important thing is honoring our trailblazers.
Yeah, and I know we have lots of silent auction items as well that are going to be up for grabs, and I know a lot of people have donated to make this event possible. So it's really exciting, and the money raised will really go to support your department, family services, the community health clinic that Dr. Maria was just talking about, this vision that would not be possible, without community support, right? Dr. Maria, you've been in this community a while, you've seen how people come together. How confident are you that people are going to come together and say, hey, this is something that we're going to stand behind and support?
I think there's definitely a lot of support. We have elected officials who are, in agreement with us that this is a critical need for the community on both sides of the aisle. We have business leaders in agreement with us. We have community leaders in agreement with us. We have healthcare professionals. I mean, there's a lot of people who recognize that definitely this is a critical need for the people of Las Vegas. We believe that the time is now. The time is now, especially after the pandemic. At least 50% of the AAPI community, they have said that they have been negatively impacted by the pandemic, where they could not buy food. Some have lost their shelter. Many have lost employment. Really, it's been a year of loss for many people. And so what we want to do now for our community is to help rebuild so that we're stronger, we're better, we give more access to resources, and really a matter of healthcare for, people here, where they are able to see their health improve, where their illnesses and disease can be taken care of, and where we give them access to programs, not just our particular programs, but also the programs of the community partners that we work with.
Yeah, and we have so many, and Vice, you know this, you've reached out and you work with so many people in this community, and you're hoping they all turn out for our event on December 3rd as well.
Yes, of course, that is what our hopes. That is what our hope is for our community partners to support us, not just in our programs, but also in our events, and continue supporting us in delivering those needed services.
And I know we have the community health clinic that we're going to reveal and get more information out there during this gala. Anything else that ACDC is planning, Vice, just into the next year that people should be aware of? What are we doing for the community, and what do you want to get out there for people to know about ACDC?
Okay, so just looking ahead is that we would like like to continue to support and improve the well-being of our the AAPI population, and but by providing those much needed assistance and across multiple areas such as food, medical services to combat not just the COVID-19 pandemic, but also flu, and then even mental health awareness, and providing assistance to health insurance, even housing, and we will continue to provide all those services to our community in a bigger scale.
Yeah, and it can only grow, and we have exciting things coming up for sure, but community support is, of course, critical. So if you can, help us spread the word, share this link, put it out on social media. The Inspiration Gala 2021, the first big fundraising event for ACDC, is coming up on Friday, December 3rd. And this is happening at the Paris Hotel and Casino inside the Champagne Ballroom. Very honored to be emceeing this event, so I'm very excited to be part of this as well. So help spread the word and come support us. There'll be dinner, cultural performances, silent auction items for you to pick from. And thank you again to the sponsors we have right now, Envy Energy Foundation and the Sapos Asian and Pacific Islanders Group, who've stepped up to support this event. I'm sure more will do so leading up to this event. So very exciting. So thank you so much, Edavai Solano, Director of Family Services with ACDC, and also the upcoming clinical director for the new community health clinic, Dr. Maria Urbiztondo, who's also the senior manager of family services at ACDC. Thank you so much to you both for being with us today, and we'll see you at the big party on December 3rd. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for listening to this episode of Family in Focus, and we'll see you again next week.